Hello there, fellow builders, architects, designers. I want to thank my subscribers. I'm glad you're here, and I hope everyone enjoys this tour of a special edition build. Happy Halloween to those of you who celebrate. Welcome to High Reaches, a villain's mansion perched among the scenic volcanoes of Maal IV. The idea for a Brutalist-style build came from a comment on one of my other videos. Thanks, Allison. There aren't really any habs with that raw concrete look which Brutalism is named for, so I improvised, using columns and shelves turned around so the backs face outward. I also covered the tops of the habs with large rugs to give them all a uniform roof. The only modded hab in this build is the Observatory, and to give the whole thing a modern shape, I used the Floating Structures exploit to stack and project some of the habs. The suggestion included a minimalist-style interior, which I did my best to mostly stick to. Some of the decor mods I use include pre-cluttered furniture, but they still look really nice. And I don't know why, but a villain's mansion sounds like it needs something creepy, so I imagined the villain who commissioned this build has a certain xenobiological obsession. Minimalism means there's a lot of negative space in here, but no lack of style. Better buildable walls and doors was clutch for this build, with flooring and wall panels that frame this long entry hall. I couldn't decide which color scheme I liked best, so I ended up changing elements of the designs as I progressed through this hall just to try some different colors and patterns and textures together. This is the antechamber for the living space, and it also leads to the lab, which we'll take a tour of first. Aside from the ambiance they give, I just love the sound effects on these doors. This lab is one of the places I didn't suppress my tendency to clutter with decorations, but a villain with the proverbial monster in the basement running experiments on a terror morph is probably not going to spare any expenses, or counter space, on equipment for their hobby. Because the lab is in the bottom of the observatory, upstairs, of course, is the equatorial room. To be honest with you, I actually hit the outpost build limit before I even touched this upstairs area. It was the last space I decorated. But you can see I was able to add a few things up here. I just had to rearrange some other areas. Last section of the lab here is a little washroom in case things get messy while we're running experiments. Next, we'll head to the living areas. We enter immediately into an open concept space with a dining set, coffee bar over to the side, a conversation area, and the kitchen. What are these Wilbys up to? Pumpkin pie chunks, coffee, spice, and milk? They must have found an old Earth recipe for pumpkin spice lattes. Connected to the central seating area are an office, guest rooms, and a washroom. First is the office. Next is one of the guest bedrooms. Here's the other guest bedroom. This one has an ensuite bathroom. And here's the washroom. We'll make a quick circuit around the seating before we walk through the master suite. This first tab has a conversation area and a small washroom with lots of frosted glass. I really like those panels. Here's the bedroom with a vanity and an open wardrobe. In one of my mods, there was a large server with a shiny back, so here it's playing the part of an oversized mirror. Then we have an entertainment area with a large screen TV and access to the rooftop patio. In the middle of all of these tabs, I made a garden. During the daytime, it's much easier to see from inside, but the lighting was easier to manage while it's dark, so I did a nighttime tour this time. Some of this foliage only glows at night, too. And with that, you've seen all of High Reaches. For now, it's only a mansion and a landing pad. It's sort of like the dream home, except, you know, on top of a volcano. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop me a line. My mods are listed in the video description. Thanks for watching. Catch a smile out there.